friends, I am Caitlin Workman and welcome to my YouTube channel where I encourage and empower other entrepreneurs. I'm so excited that you're here today. We are going to be talking all about how to respond to leads. This can be kind of frustrating when you're starting your business and you just don't really know how to respond. You don't know how to get people to respond to you, or you could have been in business 5 years and just realize that you're getting a lot of inquiries that are not booking. And this is something that was really frustrating for me. Honestly, it still can be frustrating when you get a lead and you think that they're going to be a great fit and then they just don't respond to you. It happens to the best of us and it can be very discouraging. But today I just kind of wanted to share my thought process, what I found works well for me. And I've tried a lot of things. I get myself in trouble because I try new things too often, I think, but I have found these are things that serve my client well and serve me well, so I wanted to share them today. First of all, and what I think is the most important is respond quickly. I know how important it is to have work-life balance. I know how important it is to take a break from work sometimes, but if you are waiting multiple days to respond to your leads, you're missing out. Just imagine that you are a bride, for example. I'm a wedding photographer. So let's imagine that you're a bride and you're so excited because you're sitting down with your mom and your best friend and you're looking through all of these websites and you're so excited because today on your to-do list, you have hire a wedding photographer. So you sit down and let's say that it is, business hours. You sit down and you're the bride, you email over all of these different websites, or you fill out the forms on all these different websites, and then you have one who responds immediately. You might be ready to book that one before you even hear back from the one who responds 3 days later. So I think if you're not responding within 24 hours, you're missing out on a lot of inquiries. For me, I know that it's hard to constantly be present, but there are things that you can do to automate this. I use HoneyBook. I've shared about HoneyBook a lot before. I love it, but something that HoneyBook does is they inquire on my website and then I automatically get a notification through HoneyBook that pops up on my phone. The reason that I like this is because I have notifications turned off from my email. I still check it way too often, but I have my notifications turned off on my email and I'll still get that pop-up from HoneyBook that will let me know when I get an inquiry. So even if you're like not in business hours, you're not responding, you can set that up to where you are still getting those leads. If you don't decide to do this, I totally understand, but I would set a time at least once a day that you are checking your email and responding to inquiries, even if you're not doing anything else. Because like I said, if that bride is ready to book a photographer right then and you don't get back to her until a week later or until, 3 days later, then I think you're missing out. So I think that the first thing is just respond quickly. An easy way to do that is with HoneyBook, and you can use my link for 20% off to try HoneyBook. You get 20% off your first year. So if you don't have anything set up that lets you do that, then I would encourage you to try HoneyBook. Okay, second is create a personal connection somehow. Hopefully you have some things on your website that are creating a personal connection, or through your social media, different things like that. But you want to continue that a step further and make them feel important and make them feel seen. I know that there are a lot of things that we do in our business to automate things to make life simpler, and that's totally fine. But I think if you can find a way to personalize your response, it really goes a long way. I have started responding to every inquiry with a video message. You can pre-record this on something like Loom, or you can just record. I just pull out my phone and I literally record a message right then. And I'm not saying that that's for everyone. For me, I really care about a personal connection with our clients, and it allows me to connect with them on an even deeper level in the very beginning. So that's what I do, but I would encourage you just to send something personal. So include their name in the email. There's ways that you can automate that, but include their name in the email. Maybe ask them something about themselves. Don't just send hey, here's my prices, book me or don't, right? Do something that you can do to personalize it, to make them feel appreciated and to make them feel like they are going to be taken care of throughout the process. Because as a photographer, it's our job to serve them well. And I think that if you're not going to serve them well throughout the inquiry process, then how can they trust you to serve them well on their most important day? So number 2 is create a personal connection somehow. Just remember that people want to buy from people. They're investing in so much more than just the pictures. You're spending a lot of time on their wedding day with them. If you're a wedding photographer, if you're a family photographer, you're just spending a lot of time with them and they need to feel comfortable with you. So create a personal connection. Number 3, solve their problem. This is such a simple thing, but you just have to remember I don't like feeling salesy, and I've had to kind of overcome some thoughts on that. But if you are actually solving their problems, you're not going to feel salesy. You're just going to feel like you are actually doing something helpful to people. So look at what problems that they're having. If they say in their inquiry form, like, oh, I'm nervous because I'm awkward in front of the camera, then make sure that you like listen to them and you let them know, here's how I'm going to solve their problem. I'm going to make you feel comfortable because I'm going to create a personal relationship with you, because I'm going to make you feel comfortable in front of the camera, because I've been where you are and I know exactly how to make you comfortable. So make sure that you're listening to what their problem is and that you're solving their problem. You're not just trying to sell them something that isn't what they want at all, right? I do this. Another way I do this is through creating custom collections, and I'll do a whole nother video on custom collections and how I do this, what that looks like for me, what I have found works best for me. But you can do things to just kind of customize what they want. If you are only offering one collection and that collection has an album and an engagement session and a canvas and 12 hours on their wedding day, and they are having a very small elopement and it's their second marriage, like they just may not want all of those things. And so as soon as they see that that's all you're offering, you're not really solving their problems, and so you're not going to book that inquiry. So find some way to customize the experience to them, or just make sure that you're providing a service that is what they're actually wanting so that you're solving their problems. And number 4, make closing the lead super easy. So I don't know about you guys, but my attention span is super short. I lose interest really easily. And if I'm going to buy something, and even if it's like I have to click buy and put my credit card in, a lot of times I'm not going to buy it if I can't click like link to Apple Pay or PayPal or whatever. And your clients are the same way. They're in a hurry. They don't have a whole lot of time. So whatever you can do to simplify the process, to make closing that lead even easier on them, it's just going to make them book, right? If it's so much easier for them, no questions asked, they can book right there. That's what they're going to want, right? If you go through your consultation and then you say, okay, I'm going to mail you a contract in 7 business days, and then you're going to fill out that contract, and then you're going to have to take it to the post office, and you're going to have to mail it back after you write up your own collections for what you want, like that's just way too complicated and you've lost them, right? So just make closing that lead super, super easy. What I do is, once I found out that we are a good fit, then I immediately send over a proposal through HoneyBook, which I mentioned before, but if you want to try HoneyBook, you can get 20% off your first year using my link. So make sure that you do that so that we both get money back for our business. Anyway, so the way that I do that is I send that link to the proposal, and from there they can read their contract, and then they can sign their contract, and they can pay their deposit or pay their retainer right there, and then they're automatically booked. And they can also, I can set up payment plans through that, all of those things. But basically, as soon as they say, okay, I'm ready to book, I send that over, and they can be booked within 5 minutes tops, however long it takes them to read the contract and click sign. So I think that that's really important, just to simplify as much as possible. So just a quick refresh, make sure that you are responding quickly, creating a personal connection, solving their problem, and make closing the lead super easy. All of these are things that you can implement today to make sure that you're responding to leads, to book more leads, and make sure that you are serving your clients even better from the very beginning. So I hope that you guys have found this helpful. If you have any other questions about how I run my wedding photography business or how to respond to leads, any of those things, please leave those in the comments. And I just am so excited to be cheering you on your entrepreneurial journey. Bye, guys.